Congressman Ron Paul, or former Congressman Ron Paul, is doing a great service by calling attention to the waste, fraud, abuse, and outright financial corruption in the Pentagon and the military-industrial complex. The sad part is few Americans would be outraged or express an outrage with it, because the military-industrial complex in the United States wields enormous influence and has a tremendous PR machine. It's important to note that when President Eisenhower left office, and President Eisenhower was a military titan, having been the supreme Allied commander in Europe during World War II, when he left office as president, he warned about the military-industrial complex and what it would morph into and develop into, and that has happened. Everything that President Eisenhower warned about has come to fruition. During his term as president, he also warned against excessive military budgets, and that has come true as well. His predecessor, President Harry Truman, as a senator, held hearings about war profiteering and gouging the U.S. taxpayer in terms of contractors gouging the government, and in fact, they were prosecuted. The U.S. government used to prosecute what Ron Paul is talking about. Now it's basically encouraged and rewarded as American capitalism, and that is sad. We've seen the stories of the $5,000 hammers and the $10,000 toilet seats, and during the Iraq War, KBR was selling cases of soda pop for $50 and $75 when you can buy them at a local Walmart for $10 or $12. This is sad because if the United States government were to eliminate all of the bloated waste, fraud, corruption, abuse, and the defense budget alone, the United States citizens would have the best schools, teachers could be paid, and we would have universal health care. And that is basically an abject fact. There is the waste in the Pentagon budget alone. Those dollars exceed many governments' total budget alone. And yet, every time that this attention is called to corruption, what ends up happening is the PR machine of the military-industrial complex starts singing the tunes of jingoism and equates that or conflates that as being against the troops. So there's not hardly any traction to correct this issue. And I dare say probably most, if not all of the wars since Korea have most likely been instigated by defense contractors and the defense military-industrial complex in order to inflate their balance sheets and to sell overpriced equipment and wares for this reason that Ron Paul is bringing up. And that is a testament to everything that President Eisenhower warned about. And the sad thing is probably little, if nothing, will be done about it until the U.S. economy suffers a collapse worse than the collapse that occurred in 2008, 2009.